Welcome back. In this video, I'm going to start hitting the Soviet special rules, and I think I'm going to split it into two parts. This first video, I'm going to go over the Komissar, Centralized Control, and Infiltration. The second video, I'm going to go over the artillery rules, infantry rules, and some tank rules that specifically apply to the Soviets. So let's look at the Komissar and how you know if you get a Komissar. And I don't have any of the Soviet books, so I'm going to go on Easy Army, which I think is now being switched over to Forces of War. But if you kind of can see, I've got this, I don't know how to speak, whatever this is up here. And I'm going to go to this infantry company, and if I click it, over here it shows a Komissar and also the command team, and it looks like it only has 2 models in it. So what I've got here is, of course, they would have a lot more soldiers in this, but this is just the demonstration. So I've got my soldiers here, my infantry. There's the platoon commander, and there's the Komissar with the 2 men in it. So what does this Komissar do? Take these off. And we're going to put him out here because that's who we're talking about. The Komissar has to be part of the platoon. So he was part of this platoon, so he's going to be in here. And these guys are moving around. I'm actually going to turn them that way because I got some other demonstrations I need to do. So there they are. They get shot at, and they are pinned down. Tilt this up like that. So they are pinned down. Well, they need to do a motivation test, and they are conscripts, so they need a 5. And they got a 3. Well, what this Komissar can do, he can pick any one of these troops in command distance of him. He's turned the wrong way. Well, actually, he would be back here watching everybody. So that's where he needs to be. He can pick any one of these troops in command distance, destroy it, and give them a reroll to rally from this pin, and didn't make it. So that's it. You only get 1 chance for that reroll on this. Put this back. So if you are pinned down, he can give you a reroll, but you're going to have to destroy a team that's within command distance. Now, there are a few teams that he will not be able to destroy, and that is warriors. So if this was a warrior, pretend he could not destroy this one. Also, any independent teams, such as your observers and stuff like that. And also, he just can't commit suicide to give that reroll. So that's your limitations on who he can take out. Has to be in command, cannot be a warrior, cannot be an independent team, and cannot be the Komissar. So what else does he allow a reroll on? Well, they've come in, the Americans have come in and assaulted. Here they are. And they're going to get their attack, so let's see what happens here. And they are trained, so they need 4s. No, got 1. Oops, that was 1, but this is not. No, oh my gosh, America swing. So 2 got killed. They want to come back, and again, they are conscripts, so they want to counterattack. And they made it, so they're going in. One time, gosh, come on, there we go, I failed. So they failed. Ooh, you know what? You got some really good stuff going on here. You want to kill as many of these. Maybe you're using these just to tie them up and take as many as you can out. So the Komissar goes, you guys will counterattack. He shoots them. Reroll. No, was not successful. But if he was successful, they could then go in and do their counterattack. So remember, you're only going to get that 1 reroll. It isn't you kill another team. Let me try again. Failed. Let me kill another. It doesn't work that way. You're just going to be able to kill 1 team in command, and it can't be that warrior independent team or itself. So it allows you to re-roll that motivation test on counter assaults. So I'm going to put these guys back out here for this next explanation. Actually, I'll move these a little closer. And let's bring everybody back into the game here. So here we are. They are wanting to assault these guys. But we got a problem. America's got some tanks up here. And they're within 6 inches of them. So they have to do a tank terror. You know what? I'm making it now. Okay, 4. Failed. So the Komissar goes, you know what? Boom, I'm going to take you off. Get a reroll. No. He does not allow a reroll for tank terror. Nor any other motivation test from here on out. So really, that's all he's used for, is to give you those rerolls on being pinned down. You guys are going to move. Go, go, go. Oh, you're not? You are going to move now. So he's used for that. Also to get that counter assault in. Now there is one other thing, and I forgot. It was the platoon morale check. So the assault's over. They've lost more than half. They have to do a platoon morale check. Fails. What a morale motivator. So now they're going to go, oh, maybe we should continue on instead of running up the battlefield. So roll in. Oh, they are going to stay in the game. So it gives you that platoon morale check. So that's those 3 things. Become unpinned. Do a counter assault. Or a platoon morale check. That is it. Now, these guys are really sick and tired of this Komissar taking people out. So if you roll this reroll, and I've been doing it, so let's see if I can do it. Oh, I did not do it. I keep rolling 5s. Oh my gosh. And you roll a 1 on that reroll. You first have to take one of these guys out. Let me start this over. So they're doing they're pinned. All right, so they are pinned. So they're going to try to do their motivation test because they want to go in and assault. And now I'm making it. God, I'm going to change out dice. There we go. Failed. So they failed. He's going to go, boom, take that one out. You will become unpinned and you will attack. And made it. But let's say you rolled a 1 on that. These guys are so frustrated with this guy, they kill him. So if you roll a 1 on that reroll the Komissar is allowing you, you still lose that dude because you take that out before you do the roll. But you also lose the Komissar now. Take these out. Now, the Komissar is back alive. Everybody's back alive. And so we have their platoon commander. I'm going to put him up here so it's a little easier to see what's going on for this. So we got our platoon commander. I'm going to put him over here. Komissar right there. And we're going to make this the company commander. Okay. And he has joined us. So it could be the company commander or the higher command team has joined this platoon. And they're trying to do a motivation test for becoming unpinned. So they are pinned. Actually, he hasn't joined him yet. They're rolling. Oh, roll a 1. He's going to join to give him the reroll. 1. You know what? The Komissar says, you guys are becoming unpinned. And not quite close. So you can have your company commander or higher command team do that reroll first before you do the Komissar roll. And this is one of those rules that allows you to reroll a reroll. Normally, once you reroll once, that's it. You can't reroll again. But this one allows the Soviets 3 chances to become unpinned or any other, like the motivation test. But it costs you one of your stands to do that. So that's what the Komissar does for this platoon, the platoon commissar. Now there is another kind of commissar, and that's the battalion commissar. So let me clear this out, and we will talk about the commissar, battalion commissar. So how do you know if you have a battalion commissar? Well, I'm going to go back to this. Before I hit the platoon here, I'm going to go up to headquarters here. And if you look, right there it says Battalion Commissar. So you got your company commander, your second in command, and battalion commissar. So that's how you tell if you have one or not. And again, it looks like it has 2 stands. So there they are. They look just like the other commissars. All right, so let me get this back out here. And there's their HQ. And basically, this battalion commissar is an HQ warrior team. So he can join a platoon and do the same thing as that platoon commissar was doing. So he can, they're pinned, they want to counter assault, they want to take a platoon morale check. Does that. Actually, you probably want to roll first. Fail. He's going to join, just like that company commander did. Take this out, roll, didn't make it. So, he's a warrior team, that battalion commissar, and he can join a platoon and do the same thing as that platoon commissar. Let me bring this out. Now, let's say they do have a commissar. So this platoon has that platoon commissar, not the battalion. And the battalion commissar joins. Now you got 2 commissars in here. What's going to happen? Basically, this one will not do its commissar ability, the battalion one. As long as he's part of this platoon, he kind of overranks the platoon commissar. So you don't get a reroll. He does the killing. They then gives the reroll, and if you roll a 1, he's the one taken out. That again is the battalion commissar. So that's pretty much the rules with commissars, and there's 2 different types. There's one that stays with the platoon, and there's one that's a warrior, the battalion one, that can join a platoon, unjoin, join. But he acts the same. They both have the same ability, and if you have both of them in there, it's the battalion commissar is going to take over, and if you roll that 1 on that reroll, he's the one that's going to be taken out. Also, he's the one you're going to have to look at command distance who he can take out. So that's it for the commissar. Don't turn around. Oh gosh, I'm trying not to do that. Alright, for this next, I'm just going to throw these guys out here. I call these the Silver Surfers. Just for something to look at. Because next thing is, it's called Centralized Control. And basically, Soviets called their forces a little differently than the rest of the Allies and Germany did. Basically, if you're talking about a battalion, you're talking about the company. So, battalion just means blah, 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 company. That's what they mean by battalion. Now, when you start getting down here, you got the headquarters, combat companies. Companies actually means platoons. See, this is a strafe company, would actually be, I don't even know how to say it. Platoon, platoon, machine gun, platoon. So be careful about the wording that's used in like the Soviet books, because it'll say battalion, that means company. It'll say company, but that means platoon. So it could get a little confusing when they talk about a rule about the company gets, when actually they're talking about a platoon. So that's what they mean by centralized control. Alright, clear this off. Let me get set up for the next example. Alright, the last rule I'm going to go over on this video is what's called infiltration. And how do you know if you have infiltration? Well, again, I'm going to go to the Easy Army here, and I'm going to click on this infantry company, which actually is the platoon. And woo, you get a lot of stuff here. If you go to like the special abilities that this unit gives you, that's where you're going to find out whether or not they have the infiltration ability. And this one says leading the way. If your force does not contain another platoon with infiltration special rule, you may infiltrate with the Sabalotny. I guess that's how you say it. Sabalotny may infiltrate his whatever something company. Remember, that means platoon. It's the infiltration rules. So now I know I can infiltrate with this group if I do not have another company, which means platoon, infiltrating. So that's how you know whether or not these guys have infiltration. We're going to say they have infiltration. Now, they get to infiltrate if the mission you're doing has prepared positions and you as the Soviet player has first turn. So again, how you know, go to like mission special rules and it'll say like ambush, reserves, there's prepared positions. So that's how you're going to know. And then if you are the attacker, it's up. If you're the attacker or you have first turn, sometimes defender has first turn, so I shouldn't say that. If you have first turn on this mission as a Russian player with prepared positions, you get to infiltrate. So what does infiltrate do for you? And remember, it also applies to any warrior that joins them. So this is one of those weird kind of rules, just like Russia gets an extra reroll with that Komissar or company commander deal. This is one of those rare abilities that can be transferred onto a warrior that joins this platoon. So if warriors join this platoon, they also get to infiltrate. Okay, so what does infiltrate do for you? You can infiltrate one platoon only, or company as they call it, one company. Oops, stay there. And they get to move during when you're deploying or moving your reconnaissance. People are moving a reconnaissance. You get to move your infiltrators, and they get to move up to 16 inches, no matter their movement rate. Wow. So it's time play. It's prepare positions. Me as the Russian player here gets to go first, and I want to advance these guys up towards my opponent or the objective, and lo and behold, there they are. The Americans are waiting for them. So they're going to move up, and they get to move up to their 16 inches. Well, they can't go within 2. We know that they can't go within 2 of these guys. So they're going to move up and just stay about 2 inches away, because they didn't move more than 16. They may have moved about 10 inches here. So there they go. They moved up there. They infiltrated. I'm going to have first turn. Woohoo! I'm going to go in. I'm going to shoot them. I'm going to assault, take care of them. Can I do that? No. The rule is, when you infiltrate your 16 inches, you cannot move within 8 inches of any enemy team during any part of that movement. So they're definitely within 8 inches. So I'm going to have to move them back. So they're going to go back here, here, right there. So I'm just going to kind of move these guys back a little bit. So they're going to be more like this now. Now I'm legal. I didn't go within 8 inches of any enemy team. That includes when you're just moving them, not when you stop and end your turn. It's any part of that movement cannot go within 8 inches of any enemy team. Now, let's say you're infiltrating with tanks, and they have to cross some terrain that's going to cause a bogging check. You still have to do your bogging check. So let's see. Whoops, that was cocked. Oh, it's a 1. So it became bogged down. However, if I can do it, yay, I made it. It continues on and goes up to its 16 inches, but not within 8 inches of an enemy team. Okay. So we moved them. They're up there. I'm going to have first turn. Maybe. Are they within 16 inches of any of these teams? Yes, definitely. Are they concealed, the Russians? No. So these guys are automatically detected. America gets first turn. Wow. Okay. So how does Soviets get around that automatic detecting? Well, one is get behind terrain that's going to conceal your guys so the enemy can't see you. Oh no, I lost my trees. There we go. Oh no, my trees. Stay up. So we got like the forest blocking. Of course, this is a really exaggerated situation, but I'm just kind of doing it for explanation. So they are within 16, but they're not within line of sight. So they are successful. Now there is one team that can still give these guys trouble. And that team is the Recon. Oh no, my Jeep fell over. So even if they are concealed, if they end their turn within 16 inches of a Recon team, so I'm going to put them kind of where you can see them. So here they are. They're not in line of sight, but they're within 16 inches of this Recon team. They're automatically detected. So you do, that's another special ability Recon gives you. So Recon has a lot of nice abilities in this game. If you are within 16 inches of a Recon team, you're automatically detected. Boom, Americans get first turn. Now, let's say I do not have the Recon up here. So this situation, there is still a chance that America gets to go first. So these guys were not automatically detected. They're out of line of sight. They're safe. What happens is the American player, the opposing player, is going to roll a die. And if they roll make sure about this, a 6, yeah. I was making sure it wasn't a 1. If they roll a 6, they detected these guys somehow, and America gets to go first. So let's see what happens. And 3. Nope, not successful. Soviet Union has first turn. So there is still a way, 1 in 6 chance, that the opposing player can steal the first turn. So it's not a guarantee, even though you are concealed. Now, the last thing I'm going to talk about on this is there are some units that they can ignore as far as not being within 8 inches of an enemy team when you're moving. And one of them is a warrior. So if I have Audie Murphy or Patton out here, you can ignore him. Any independent teams, maybe I have a spotter up here in this building, you can ignore as far as that 8 inches. So that's the 2. Okay? And they cannot be used to detect them automatically. So if I have that spotter up here, he's not going to limit them to the 8 inches, still can't go within 2 of them, but he also does not give them away. Same if it was a warrior. So that's it on Infiltration. The next video I'm going to go over is Soviet artillery, some infantry rules, and some wonderful rules they got with their tanks. Oof, they get a lot of tanks though. So, until next time, have a good game.